My name is Irappa M, Associate Professor, Government College for Women, Kola. So I'll start with Electrochemistry 1, continuation of this session number 2, BSc 5th Sem, paper 6, belongs to North University, Bangalore North University. In this conductometric titration, for this today's session is conductometric titrations. So before that, meaning of what you mean by meaning of conductometric titration, how many types of conductometric titration. After this, there is some advantages of conductometric titration. Session outcome for completion of this at the end. So conductometric titration, types of conductometric titration, and advantages of conductometric titration you have to learn. So for this, you know what do you mean by conductance or conductivity, principle involved in the conductometric titration, and what is the end point of the titration. So conductometric titration, principle involved in this, it involves the measurement of conductance of electrolyte solution. The conductance of any electrolyte solution depends upon the number of ions and their mobility. There are 4 types of conductometric titration of acid-base titration. In that, first one is a strong acid and strong base. So example for this is HCl is a strong acid, NaOH is a strong base. NaOH and HCl undergoes ionization completely, it forming so its ions. HCl undergoes H plus and Cl minus. NaOH undergoes Na plus OH minus. Initially, conductance of HCl is very high. When NaOH is added during the titration, highly conducting H plus ions are replaced by less conducting Na plus ions. Before the commencement of the titration, the conductance is high and it decreases when alkali is added. At the end point, it has a minimum conductance equal to the conductance of pure NaCl. After the end point, if alkali is added, conductance increases due to highly conducting OH minus ions. Plot a graph of conductance against volume of NaOH plotted. We can observe this type of curve. The point of intersection of the two lines due to the neutralization gives the volume of alkali required for complete neutralization. This is the graph you are showing with the first conductance decreases, it gives a minimum, then it increases due to the highly mobile OH minus ions. Point of intersection gives the end point of the titration. Second one, strong acid and weak base. Strong acid is here once again HCl, and weak base is NH4OH. NH4OH and HCl ionization takes place in this manner. HCl is completely dissociated, it forms H plus and Cl minus. NH4 is partially dissociated, it gives NH4 plus and OH minus. Initially, you know, conductance of HCl is high because more number of ions. When NH4OH is added during the titration, highly conducting H plus ions are replaced by less conducting NH4 plus ion. Before the commencement of the titration, the conductance is high and it decreases when alkali is added. At the end point is a minimum conductance equal to the conductance of pure NH4Cl. After the end point, if alkali is added, conductance practically remains constant due to the common ion effect. The product is ammonium chloride is a salt of the weak base. It suppresses the dissociation of NH4OH and practically remains constant. So plot a graph of conductance against volume of NH4OH as it. The point of intersection of the two lines due to the neutralization gives the volume of alkali required to complete neutralization of a strong acid. This is a plot of this strong acid against a weak base. Next, another third one is weak acid and strong base. Weak acid is acetic acid and strong base is NaOH. Acetic acid is a weak acid, it is partially dissociated into acetate ions and H plus ions, and sodium hydroxide is strong base completely dissociated into Na plus and OH minus. So in the beginning, acid is weakly dissociated and has a low conductance. On addition of a base, highly conducting salt is formed. The conductance increases slightly. Due to the increase in the number of ions, after the end point, there is a sharp rise in the conductance due to highly conducting OH minus. A graph is plotted against conductance versus volume of NaOH added. The end point, the point of intersection of the two lines due to the neutralization gives the volume of alkali required for complete neutralization. So in the beginning, acetic acid is a weak electrolyte. Conductance of this is very less because few number of hydrogen ions slightly increases and gives a maximum. Then after completion of H plus ions, OH minus concentration is highly mobile, suddenly rises. This is the plot for volume conductance versus volume of NaOH. Next, another last one is very important in this weak acid and weak base. Weak acid is acetic acid and weak base is ammonium hydroxide. Ammonium hydroxide is a weak base partially dissociated NH4 plus and OH minus. Acetic acid is a weak acid, it dissociated partially acetate ion and H plus ion. Both acid and base are weak. So by volumetric analysis, there is no indicator to find out the end point of the titration. So for this titration, it is very important in conductometric titration. The end point can be calculated by means of conductometric titration. Acid and base are weakly dissociated and has a low conductance. The addition of a weak base suppresses the dissociation of a weak acid. The conductance decreases. With the addition of more base, the conductance is slightly increased due to increase in the number of ions. Behind the end point, conductance remains almost same. That is nothing but a common ion effect. So a graph of conductance against volume of NH4OH added is plotted. The point of intersection of the two lines due to the neutralization gives the volume of alkali required for complete neutralization of known volume of acid. So in this case, plot a graph of conductance against volume of NH4OH, where in the beginning acetic acid is few hydrogen ions, slowly increases and addition of NH4OH and slowly increases. After that, NH4OH added excess, it remains constant because the weak base, weak acid suppresses the due to common ion effect. From this, finally, advantages of conductometric titration. So in this, there is advantages. First one is no indicator is required. So whereas in case of acid-base titration in volumetric analysis, indicator is required, but in this case, no indicator is required. That is the first advantages of conductometric titration. Second one is no precaution is required near the end point. In case of volumetric analysis, near the end point, you have to add carefully drop by drop. But here, no such type. No precaution is required near the end point. Then number 3 is results are very accurate because the end point can be determined graphically. So last one, number 4 is weak acid and weak base can be titrated. In volumetric analysis, for weak acid and weak base, there is no indicator, suitable indicator. But both are weak acid and weak base, it can be easily determined the end point of the titration using conductometric titration. So another one is precipitation reaction. Precipitation reactions can also be titrated. So for the second session 2, you have to once again summarize this one. What do you mean by conductometric titration? What is the principle involved in this? And types of conductometric titration. There are 4 types of acid-base conductometric titration, and very important one is advantages of conductometric titration. So from this session 2, I will ask some questions. Here, question number 1: which electrode is used in the conductometric titration? For the conductometric titration, the cell is used, it is made up of what is the electrode material. So first one is platinum, B is nickel, C is iron, and D is none of these. You have to answer. I will give 10 seconds. Which electrode is used in the conductometric titration? So first one is the answer, that is platinum electrode. Then second question is, how many types of acid-base conductometric titrations are there? How many types of acid-base conductometric titration? So I will give 4 answers and you have to answer. First one is 1, second B is 2, C is 4, and D is 3. So how many types of acid-base conductometric titration? So answer is 4, C. C is the answer. Correct one is 4. 4 acid-base conductometric titration. If the ion size is decreased in the solution, what is the answer? First one is conductance decreases, conductance increases, conductance remains constant, none of these. So when ion size is decreased, so the conductance increases. B is the answer for this question. Next, which one is not applicable for conductometric titration? So conductometric titration are given in 4 answers. Which is not applicable? First one is determination of moisture and water content. B is purity of water. C is ionic product of water. And D is conductometric and precipitation titration. And there are 4 answers. Of this is A is not applicable. That is the determination of moisture and water. So other can be applicable. So last question, which type of current is used in the conductometric titration? Which type of current is used in the conductometric titration? A is AC, B is DC, and C is both A and B, D is none of these. So for a conductometric titration, you have to use AC current, that is alternative current. So this is end of the second session, and I have given some references for the conductometric titration session to some books and authors I have given. This is the end of the second session. Thank you.